And certainly the loudest as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The scene just a few moments ago, predictably loud and raucous here at Arrowhead as their beloved Chiefs took field, and they are set to match up with the Denver Broncos. It's the final 3 weeks of the season, still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Six-yard line.
'53's the mark. 53. Check 53. Wrong right.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Out of the gun, Luck. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Check out. Green 90s. All day, dog. 36. No.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. Well, we talked about Phillip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Phillip Lindsay. Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. You talk about explosion plays. There's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 22. On play action, it's Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Trying to fight his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
56. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. 11. 56 to Mike.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Luck. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Chris Jones in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. From the 50, it's Luck. And he's going to go down again. Flying in to blow that play up, Alex Okafor. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Chiefs will take over at their own 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Rolling to his right. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
1st and 10.
Now a man who really came on late last year, it's Damian Williams. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. From midfield, here's Mahomes. That one complete to Hill. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mahomes
now to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Damian Williams, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
The Broncos take over first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Back to the air. Lock on 2nd down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out.
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that,
and he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Mecole Hardman, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. No problem there on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Luck now to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Now a play fake here on first down. It's Kelsey on the ground. A very solid gain of 27.
It's a gain of 27.
Mahomes now on first down. And a little floater there is incomplete. Now those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Flushed out right. And it's caught. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Butker, what a pickup he's been for Kansas City the last 2 years. Remember, he was drafted by Carolina to be the eventual successor to Graham Gano. That didn't pan out. Casey got him as a free agent. He's been really good.
Yeah, Gano said, "Oh no, I'm keeping my job." But Butker found his home in Kansas City, a franchise record for points scored in his first 2 seasons.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. Now it's Lindsey, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, and it's 3rd down. Off of play action, Luck. And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman, and that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
That's good for 28 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Credit that sack to Jabal Sheard.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And Old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So that one will be accepted. They come out here in the eye. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. The quick slant caught. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A.J. Boye with a pick. He's at the 50. The 30, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Denver. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion, probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now, probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The 305-pound defensive end, Jarrell Casey, gets the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes eluding the pressure right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Mahomes can sling it, but the feet are nimble too as he scrambles for a first down. When plays break down, that's normally when Mahomes is at his best throwing the football, but as we saw, he can run it too. Last year, 60 carries, 272 yards, great elusiveness and speed, and the Chiefs obviously don't want him to be a running quarterback, but if he sees an angle like he did there, any opening, he has the ability to take it and run. Chewing up big yardage, another nice game there. This one goes for 20. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. And incomplete. Watkins the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd and goal.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. 2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. Now it's Mahomes again. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On first down, right back to Lindsey. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Check three. Tighten up.
On the counter, Lindsey. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Just beating the play clock is Love. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. On the NFL scoreboard, third quarter now in Lambeau. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Love. He's got his tight end, Jake Butt. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when. He told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 30 big ones. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now this throw caught left side. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And again, it's Mahomes. Buying time to his left. He'll run it. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. The Chiefs on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Being chased out left. He's going to take off with it. Kansas City touchdown! Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
No. Davis from the top rope. I like it. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
The 1st down screen pass, good for 5. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. And I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Sliding out of the pocket. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The Pro Bowler Tyreek Hill, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. Mahomes going to throw it here. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Todd Davis. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up...
It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. It's a big play there for the Broncos. And even 40 yards. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the rookie from UVA, Juan Thornhill. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the fourth. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock. Look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. That's caught inside the 20. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 46 yards. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. To throw again on second down. Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on fourth down. This a 33-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.